Weirdos, I'm Felicia and I like scary movies, and I'm currently still working through my 31 days of Halloween on my channel, having a very good time. I was doing some editing yesterday and I realized that I have not talked about my hats in a video yet. I launched them on October 1st. I showed you guys in the live stream on October 1st, but I haven't actually talked about it in a video yet, so here I am doing it. But yeah, this is the logo. It says Girly Gore. It's a simple black hat with the red lettering. I just feel like, I feel really proud of this hat. For me, this might sound very lame. Like, yes, it's merch, and I understand a lot of YouTubers have merch. But for me, it's like, I care so much about the horror genre and I love talking about it. And Girly Gore has just been this thing for me where about like being a woman in the horror genre, like and having a voice. And I just feel like having it on a hat is freaking cool. I don't know. It just makes me feel, like I've really like accomplished something here on YouTube, and that like I feel like I have such a great community of people. Like those of you that have already bought hats, that it just blows my mind, and I just want to say thank you so much. And I'm here to officially, to those of you who don't know because you weren't on that live stream, I have hats. If you want one, I will link them in the description box below. And let's keep moving. Also, my neighbors are having a party and Toby is like not having it. He is very stressed out and he keeps barking, and I feel really guilty for everyone. So I'm just gonna hold him while I film for a bit, if that's not weird. So today we're talking about Hell House LLC. So if you don't know, this is a found footage franchise. The first one came out in 2015 and there have been 2 films after that. So we have Hell House LLC, Hell House LLC, Abaddon Hotel, and then the third one, which is Lake of Fire. Now these films are based around this abandoned hotel called the Abaddon Hotel in Abaddon, New York. And the first film focuses on a group of people that are opening a haunted house there, and it goes terribly wrong. 15 people, including tour goers and staff members, die. And the movie is basically about that tragedy, and then the second and third one are about that tragedy plus other weird things that have happened at the hotel. Also, I just want to mention that I went back and watched my reviews for the first 2 because I did review these on my channel. I watched the first one, which was one of my first videos. It was back in like August of 2018, and that video is so bad. Like, you can look it up. It is rough. Like, it's not even bad. Like, the review is like okay. Like, I'm a little nervous, but you can't even see I have facial features. It's so washed out and blurry. It's like I did not know how to use my camera. I still don't know how to use my camera, but like it was really bad and very funny, and I was just watching it like, oh, you were trying so hard. And now I'm gonna watch this video in a year and be like, oh, she was like really trying. Okay, Toby is now laying in my lap. He seems more calm, so I think we can keep going and finally get to this video. So here's my problem that I'll start you off with. I'm not sure that found footage films should have sequels. It doesn't really make sense to me, because if it's a found footage film, that footage is what was found. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand making sequels to found footage films, but I do understand that people like to ride on the success of a film, and a lot of people really love the first Hell House, and so I understand the lure of making sequels, but I don't think it was the right choice for this franchise. I don't think it was the right choice to make this a franchise. That's my personal opinion, but let's start with the best one, and that was the first one. So this one really surprised me in so many ways because it's got like sort of 2 parts to it. It has the documentary film crew that is going in to learn about this tragedy that happened at the hotel with this haunted house. And then you have all of these tapes called the Hell House tapes that have been given to them for them to look through, and that's the footage of the making of the haunted house, footage of the night of the incident, all those sort of things. And it's surprisingly scary, and they do such a great job with a low budget doing effective scares. I found it to be a very scary movie. I had a great time watching it. I'm not even like a huge found footage person. I do love like Blair Witch, and there are a couple others that I really appreciate. It's not typically a subgenre that I reach for often, but I really love this one. I loved it so much that I really truly still want the Hell House LLC gray sweatshirt that the girl wears in the movie. If anyone is selling that, please let me know and I will buy it from you. But the first one was just so great. And I think also part of the reason why it was great is it was simple. It was simple, clear, and scary. And then it kind of goes off the rails a little bit. So I'm now gonna go to the middle of the road one for me, which is actually the third one. So the third one was an exclusive Shudder release. It just came out in August, I believe, maybe it was September. Exclusive to Shudder, only playing on there. I will link Shudder down below if you don't have it. It's a horror streaming service. This one I think is like 9 years or so after the Hell House LLC incident, if you will, and it's basically a theater company has rented out the space and they're going to do an immersive play of Faust in this haunted Abaddon hotel, and it is run by this seemingly very wealthy dude. I forget his character's name, but he's sort of the ringleader of the whole affair. And then you have another documentary film crew following them around, showing how they're getting the place ready for the play, the first opening night audience, all those sort of things. So some people like truly hated the third one. For me, it had things I liked about it, and I think it's because I'm a theater kid, and I went to school for theater. I've done theater since. I still do theater now. So the idea of this immersive horror event is something that I am experienced with in my own life. So I was like, as soon as it started, I was like, ooh, I'm intrigued. Like, I want to know all the things. And it had things about it that I liked. It did do a lot of flashback footage to the first and second film, which I didn't think we really needed. And it seems to happen a lot. Like, I felt like this is a gross exaggeration, but it felt like at least a third of the film was just flashback footage from the past two movies. But that might be an exaggeration, but it definitely happened a lot. I thought the characters were fine in this. I didn't think they compared to the characters in the first one for me. But overall, like, I was intrigued by the immersive theater angle. I had some fun watching it. I did not find it very scary. There was a couple of moments that I was scared, but it definitely didn't hold a candle to the first one in terms of scares. It was generally okay. And then the worst one, which is the second one. That one feels unwatchable to me. And I know that is a very mean thing to say, but when I watched Hell House LLC 2, The Abaddon Hotel, it felt like a movie making fun of found footage films. And I could not get behind it. Like, first of all, they did that thing that I fear more found footage films are gonna do, where they're like, ooh, with technology, we're gonna show all these different versions of what found footage could be. So you have like vloggers, and you have cell phone footage, and you have news coverage, and you have all these different things. And it's just like, it takes the story into this bigger scope that I'm not interested in. I'm actually interested in what's going on inside the hotel, not everyone talking about the hotel surrounding it. Like, it just felt the scope got too big and I was bored. I didn't care about anyone in that movie. I don't even remember any of the characters in that movie, and it was so poorly acted. I could not understand how a film could be so poorly acted. So that one really, I mean, I don't typically bash films. I am a horror enthusiast. I don't even really consider myself a critic. Like, yes, I do reviews, but I am a horror enthusiast. I love horror movies. I love indie horror movies. I just want to support the genre. But this, for me, felt totally unnecessary. It just felt like they were trying to capitalize off the success of the first one, and really did not do a good job for me. So the second one was a huge bummer for me. So I actually felt very nervous about going into the third one. Like, I was like, maybe I just won't even watch it. And then some of you requested I do this ranking video, and I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And then I was surprised, and there were things about it I did like, probably because I'm a theater kid. There was a couple times though that they used film lingo instead of theater lingo, which I found very funny. Like, the stage manager is a sizable role in this movie, and there was a couple of moments where they used like film lingo instead of the theater equivalent, and I just thought that was very funny. But that's just me being like a theater snob, so it's cool. But that's sort of what I thought, guys. Like, I mean, overall, it's that I love the first one. I think it's a great found footage film. I don't think the other two were necessary, and I don't think they helped the franchise. I think they just brought hate to the franchise, which I don't think is a good thing. But if you haven't seen the first one, I highly suggest to check it out. And that's it, y'all. Once again, because I'm probably not going to wear my hat often in videos, This is my Girly Gore hat. I hope you'll get one. I'll link it in the description, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Have a nice scream. Bye.